Timer's ticking. Last chance to hit those likes. Let's get the party started. Yo, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Good morning, guys. We got some stuff to talk about. We just had the jobless claims come out, and it comes in lower than expected again. Oh my lordy. Let's jump on in, guys. Let's jump on in, guys. Let's drink some coffee. Let's hang out this morning, guys. Another kind of boring day in the markets, but it might not be a boring day today, as the stock market taking a little bit of a plunge. The DXY getting ripped to the upside. And Bitcoin, at the moment looking a little bit droopy. We know that can change pretty damn quick, but we just got the jobless claims that just came out at 190 versus 195 expected. That is not the news that we at least wanted to hear here. So, no, they keep making these jobless claims, right? Expectations, it's like high. And I don't know why they keep doing it. It misses to the downside every single time. We say it every single time. But what's going on, Mike? What's going on, buddy? Late boy. Yeah, today I wanted to catch the price action after you got this news. So we got the jobless event, or the jobless claims coming out again today. Happens every damn week. And we miss again. So that cause a little bit of a dump in Bitcoin in the stock markets. Let's talk about it. Palajic said down. Man, it's not looking too good for us today. Definitely not looking too good for us today, guys. But let's talk about it. It is a critical point for the S&P, critical point for the stock market, really stock market around the world, and Bitcoin as well, right? Because we know Bitcoin is tied to the S&P, literally almost 1-to-1. So let's get some busyness. We have that Silvergate shit that's going down too, but Coinbase said that they are switching to another bank besides Silvergate. So I don't know how much of that impact it's going to have on crypto, but there we go. Who else has got their coffee, man? Who else has got their coffee? Mike said, I just woke up too. Let's go, man. I woke up. We all just woke up. Shout out to George, man. We're all in the I just woke up club. But let's check out some stuff. Hilarious. When I want big corporations to do layoffs, those mother effers won't budge. It's so true. It's so true. I don't get it though. I feel like these numbers are fudge, guys. It's just me because is it just me, or at least in the tech sector, I hear about I look at, sometimes I just kind of go in the news. I don't really pay attention to it, but I just want to see what's going on. And then I always see 6,000 layoffs at this company, 7,000 layoffs at this company, 8,000 layoffs at this company. But yet this shit doesn't go up. It doesn't. I don't know, man. Are these people just getting new jobs right away because there's just so many jobs out there? It's craziness. To me, I keep seeing so many layoffs, at least in the tech sector, and nothing is budging on this job. But anyways, let's not talk about macro shit. As we all know, the charts will kind of play out for themselves here. Enough about the macro LARPing. The macro LARPing is fun and all that, but we can't change it. We can't change it. All right, so Bitcoin, guys, Bitcoin's kind of just in the same spot, guys. Not really much really going on here. I mean, we did get a little bit of a downfall, after hours last night, 23,254. Came back down. I mean, really, to me, and I keep saying this, guys. I mean, we're in a big range between 24,000 and about in this golden pocket down here at 22,800. Really just one big range that we keep going up and down in, and would I be surprised if you continue in this damn range, especially after that news now? I would not be surprised whatsoever. I will say though, the price action right now, and if we want to just kind of look at it like this, it reminds me of the price action over here, right? You guys see this price action over here on the 4-hour time frame, where we were kind of playing with the 4-hour EMAs, right? This is the 30 and the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. You guys noticed that we kind of kept playing with it, right? We kind of came up, we got rejected, we came back down, we got back above, right? We were all going to the moon, right? It was so exciting. We're going to the freaking moon here.
We're going to the moon.
And then we obviously came back down, got one little retest on it again before coming down and getting a little bit of a dumperoo. If you kind of notice here, we came up, got rejected, came back down, got back above, right? We're all going to the moon, get rejected at 24K, previous resistance level. Came back down, retested again, and now we got some bad news for the markets. So, I mean, are we setting up for, that kind of move back down, at least to the golden pocket here at 23,000, at least to 22,800? Are we setting up for another one of those moves down? We'll see. Once again, I will still remain with this, okay? Until Bitcoin comes back down on the daily time frame and breaks the 50 EMA on the daily, which right now is sitting at 22,346. Nothing has changed, but we are slowly approaching that level, time after time. You guys know that song, time after time. We are slowly approaching that level, though. We're about $1,000 away from that level, so I'm watching that level like a hawk in case Bitcoin does get a move down today. Let me see. Mountain Dew and Meatloaf. Let's go. Mountain Dew and Meatloaf. Let's fucking go. It just sounds like it doesn't go together. I don't know. Is that just me? Mountain Dew and Meatloaf. Honestly, Meatloaf and ketchup is the way to go, right? I'd rather honestly drink ketchup out of a damn cup with Meatloaf than drink Mountain Dew and Meatloaf. Even though Mountain Dew is the most unhealthy soda for you, but it's actually, in my opinion, the best. Why? Because it has the most sugar and it's the most sweet. We all know why Mountain Dew is the best soda. Even though Coke, specifically from McDonald's, is the best, right? Best combo where you get it from, and the taste is McDonald's, Coke, 100% hands down. Let's go to the daily time frame. I want to just talk about this real quick. I guess the way I still look at this, guys, is, okay, things look bad today, all right? It's a red day, just like yesterday was a green day, right? Things looked beautiful. We were coming up, right? We tapped 24K again, right? We were going back to the moon. Now today's a red day. And now we come back down, and now it's the end, right? And I always bring up this revolving door of emotions, right? So we're probably back to it's so over, okay? We're probably back to it's so over. Yesterday we're back, right? We probably skipped these two steps, but just a constant revolving door of emotions here in the crypto space over the last month. And in reality, we really haven't gone anywhere, right? we kind of been at the same like equilibrium price of like 23,438. But I'll continue to say this, guys. It's, you know, whether we kind of chop around in this zone for a little bit, which I do think is more likely, is we kind of like we do a little chop suey in this general range for like a long, quite a while. You know, as long as we continue to make the low, right, the higher high, right, the low, the higher high, the low, the higher high, right, the low, the higher high, the low, we're still in an uptrend until proven otherwise. I think, you know, every day we switch our emotions, and it's because we want something to talk about, right? It's not fun to just say we're going sideways, right? We want to hear either moon or doom. We want moon or doom, right? We want to be Clint or we want to be George. There's no in between, right? We can't say we're just going sideways. How boring is that, right? But I'll tell you, this is that boring sideways range, and until we start breaking some of these key levels, you know, of 21.4 and 22.3, you know, it's just that boring chop suey sideways that freaking sucks. That sucks, and I'm sick of it. I think we're all sick of it. But, you know, I'm just looking at the market like that at the moment, guys. We're skipping the so parts. Yes, we're skipping the so. We are skipping the so parts. That is so true. John said soda is trash. I agree, John. I agree. I try not to drink soda every now and then, you know, if I'm going to go to McDubs, which I don't go to McDubs often. I probably go to McDubs maybe a couple times a year now. If I'm going to go to McDubs, right, I'll get a Coke, right? Because there's nothing better than eating some fries, some salty-ass fries with some Coke. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, daily still intact. Let's let this play out. Let's have some patience with this, right? I know it's not fun, and we want to make crazy predictions. You know, Bitcoin's going to pop up to 30K here. Bitcoin's going to dump back down to 19K. We want 30K or 19K. We don't want 23K, right? But that's kind of where we're at. I'll continue to say, the more time that Bitcoin spends up here, and this is my take, the more time that Bitcoin spends up here, okay, and kind of just, you know, not to say we're flagging or anything, but the more time it spends up here as the S&P bleeds, but Bitcoin continues to kind of hold up here and continue to kind of reset these indicators, right? As long as the daily stocks are coming down, right? We got the 2-day stocks coming down. We got the 3-day, which is almost coming back down to the lows at this point. But as long as Bitcoin cannot take a major poo-poo, right, and just go sideways and let these things come all the way down to the lows, right, and fully reset, I think that's the best case scenario you can hope for, especially when the market's looking a little iffy, right? Obviously, right, bearish scenario, we break the lows. I'm looking for 19K. That is my huge, that's my like guilty pleasure, and that's the level I really want to scoop up some Bitcoin, some ETH, and that's really where I want to start loading up on some of the altcoins that I really missed. Is if Bitcoin does take a huge pooperoo because the S&P, right in this range right here, which is the lows and the golden pocket right here at like 19,200. Oh man, that would be like a kid in a candy store right there. I'd be like sitting there like this, like that Peter Pan guy, right? Before Peter Pan made him fly, you know that kid in Peter Pan movie where he's like, yeah, that would be me. That'd be me. I don't know if I'm going to get it, right? I might be being a little bit of a bottom dweller here as far as Bitcoin coming back down. But I'm open to it, right? I'm open to it. You know, I'm open to that. Let's see. It is a rising wedge. A rising wedge on BTC. Let me see, Pratish. Let me try this rising wedge theory, bro. Let me try this rising wedge theory. Rising wedge, it's kind of a shady one. I mean, unless you want to start it from like here and want to say, okay, it's a smaller rising wedge, like this, right? And if you were to say this is a smaller rising wedge, something like this, could you still see that one more move to the upside, right? Because, okay, you got one touch, you got two touches, right? And then you got one touch and two touches on the bottom. Right? You usually like to see multiple touches. Like, is this enough to call this a wedge here? What do you think, guys, in the chat? Is this enough to call this a rising wedge? I would think if you're going to call this a valid rising wedge, you probably want to see one more hit to the highs, right? And then you want to see the dump like this to call it a valid rising wedge. Because two touches, we all like to be touched, you know. So if you're going to see this as a rising wedge, Okay, is that theory of the 26K hit valid? It's tough right now because the S&P is looking kind of ugly. You know, the stock market's looking a little ugly. The DXY is shooting up. You know, so it's one of those things that's you're gonna need you're gonna need CZ to come in with his big ass balls and push this back up to the upside. But I'll continue to say, right? I will be optimistic. To me, I think the most optimistic thing with all this shit going on right now, the most optimistic thing for Bitcoin would just to be go sideways, right? You know, even, you know, just make this longer term flag, right? Or something like that. And just go sideways here for like another month. And I know that's not popular. I know that's not fun. Like I said, we want Moon or Doom, man. Moon or Doom gets the clicks. Moon or Doom gets the gets the emotions going, you know? But you know, that's just my thoughts here. The big thing, guys, is the S&P though. Right, the S&P is breaking down from the 200-day moving average, which is not a good sign. Right? Which is definitely not a good sign for us. You know, and sometimes Bitcoin can have a lagging effect when the S&P is dumping. Sometimes Bitcoin can take a little poop after the S&P dumps. Right, so S&P is breaking that 200-day moving average. It also is breaking this all-time high trend line that we really wanted to hold on a back test, bro. And this thing's getting kerplooped. So I guess let's wait for the daily close, but we are starting to get a little bit of a breakthrough on that bad boy, my friends. So that's typically not a very good sign here. So, you know, as I said, let's wait for the daily close. I don't like to overreact until the daily close. So if by the daily close somehow we can come back up and close back above this, you know, we can start the party, you know.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
The S&P is breaking some key levels, which, you know, is not what we want to see as a bull, you know. But there's always the chance that you close above this by the end of the day, you know. Let's see. Judge says crab season. It is. I guess it is crab season, bro. It is crab season. It is freaking crab season, bro. So where are we looking? If the S&P keeps dumping, guys, right? If it keeps dumping, like I said, let's wait for the close. But if it keeps dumping, man, we're coming up on some massive retracement levels we want to hold, right? This level right here is the 0.5 retracement at 38.59. That would be a key level to hold. And then obviously the big macro golden pocket. That's like, you definitely want to hold this. You definitely want to hold this if the S&P is going to keep coming down, right? So I'll mark these off. And just in case we do keep going down here, this level and this range on the golden pocket here. These are the big ass levels we want to hold right here on the way down. We start breaking these, man, it's going to get interesting. But let's take it level by level, right? A lot can happen between now and we get to here. As we all do know in the markets, really this whole year, it's been kind of crazy. It's been kind of crazy. Let's see. Mike said, dude, soda is literally one of the worst common foods you can consume. Everyone's shitting on soda, bro. Let's go, man. I think soda tastes good, but obviously it's not healthy for you, right? It's a lot of sugar in soda, right? I mean, and everything in between. Blaze, what's going on, gang? Good morning. Good morning, Blaze. Good to see you, man. Who else is in here today? Who else is in here? Bigden said Silvergate cap going down. It's already down 45%. Yeah, I saw that earlier, man, when I was perusing Twitter. Silvergate is taking a big-ass dumperoo to the downside. Let me look at Silvergate. Coinbase already switched, so Coinbase seems to be okay. But yeah, so Silvergate down another, how much is it down from the high here? Down another 45%? Yeah, this thing's done. This thing's done, bro. You know? This thing's done, bro. You know? Like, you keep tapping on this support level on Silvergate. This thing is probably done so. You know, you came down and then you sort of made like a bear flag on support, which is pretty damn bearish, right? In case they came down, you made higher highs, higher lows. This thing looks done, man. If this holds the low, oh my lord, that's like God's greatest sort of hope there, right? But man, this thing looks donezo. Capooch. I lost 65 pounds when I cut soda. Seriously? 65 pounds when you cut soda? Damn, bro. Damn. Damn. Let's look at some of these. Let's look at some of these shorter term time frames. Hourly time frame. I don't know, man. It's looking a little droopy, bro. It's looking a little droopy here on BTC, man. It's looking a little droopy here on BTC. On the shorter term time frames too. Like if we do a low to high, yeah, we see we're cracking that golden pocket, man. We're crapping that golden pocket back down to the downside. So I'm looking at this and this, like I said, this price action just reminds me of over here. So I think just looking at this price action, man, it's clear you got rejected from 24K, right? It looks pretty, to me, this wants to at least come down to 22.8, or at least the 200 EMA on the 4 hour, which is right here at 23K. At the very, very least. It looks a little droopy, right? Not just because it's red, but just because like the rejection points here are pretty clear, right? It looks like it wants to come test 23K at the very least, if not all the way back down to 22.8, where then we'll kind of rediscuss. I know things look horrible right now, but there's always still that chance that Bitcoin does something like this, right? It breaks down, swings the lows, right? Makes that bullish divergence with lower lows and higher lows like this, right? There's always that chance that that bullish divergence kind of plays out. Maybe you don't go to the moon, but at least can retrace you back up to like this region, right? Before taking another step down. There's always that chance. So we'll be watching that. We'll be watching that as we go. It's tough to tell right now because Bitcoin's, like I said, it's just kind of hovering there. It's sitting there like a little rock that it wants to be, like the damn little rock. Weekly time frame still remains. I just want to stay above 21.8 on the weekly close, right? Anywhere above there, I think you're kind of just sitting there. The bull market support band, right? As the week goes by, this kind of comes up higher and higher and higher. We do not want to break below this. This is like critical, in my opinion, that we stay above this because, man, we fought so hard during the bear market to be able to get back above this. We don't want to break back below this. Right now, the bottom band is at 19,700. The top is at 21,236. You guys heard about this so many times. Like when you get back above this in a bear market, you usually come back down and retest it. And that is the ultimate test of the bulls of, was this a fake out or was this, is this going to be a valid of a back test? So if Bitcoin does start coming back down, right? This test of like 19.7 to 21,300, you definitely want to see this bad boy hold as support if we do start coming back down there. And like I said, the best scenario for me would be like a wick, right? You wick down to like 19.3, right? Which is that golden pocket, and then you close back in the bull market support band. That's what I would prefer. At this point, that's what I would prefer to see happen. But, you just want to close above the bull market support band, man. Stay above the all-time high trend line. And don't be like the S&P, which breaks back below, like a little cocksucker that the S&P wants to be right now. But, yeah, man, the weekly, you're just sitting there. And I still look at, this as, if you do see that bigger dumperoo down, right? This is just an idea, right? Price starts coming back up from this point. Is this going to be one big left, head, right? A bigger freaking massive inverse head and shoulders that, well, I mean, guys, could you imagine the fear if Bitcoin starts coming back down here? Oh my Lord, the fear will be so big. The fear will be huge. Everyone will be throwing rocks at each other. Holy shit. Be throwing damn rocks. Everyone will be distracting each other from the fact that Bitcoin's giving you another chance to the downside. Everyone's going to be fighting each other instead of saying, hey, man, Bitcoin's coming down. What's the things that I'm interested in here? What's the things that really get me excited in the market as Bitcoin's coming back down, right? I got my alts ready, right? I got my targets ready for my altcoins. I'm ready to scoop them up if Bitcoin wants to get a dump. Let's see. I want it to break, said don't rage at me. Of course you do, don't rage at me. He wants it to break. Let's see. Dan said, looks great. Looks like money. They can't pay everyone without liquidating the world. True, man. They definitely can't do that. They definitely can't do that, man. But I'll continue to say this, guys. A big move is coming. Like something like the FTX dump, or something like freaking, I want to see when this happened in the past. Something's coming, man. Let me go all the way back over here. Actually, there's no data. It's too short. But like we said, total market cap, right? You're gonna have to break, the 200 moving average back to the downside on the weekly, or you're gonna have to break the 50 moving average to the upside on the weekly. And you guys can see these are converging pretty fast, right? This is coming down, this is coming up. You're getting squeezed, right? You found support the first time on the 200. You found resistance on the 50. So like something's gonna give here pretty damn soon. We're in the month of March. He's gonna come like this, and you know everyone likes to ignore this stuff, right? And we were remember in the back in December we were talking about, okay, volatility's low, it's that boring time in the market, something big's gonna happen. Everyone ignored it, right? John, where's the money gonna come from? I mean, not gonna say this is gonna break to the upside, but you know something's gonna give here, man. So just be prepared for it in the month of March as these two big moving averages converge. And you get ready either for that catapult to the upside or catapult to the downside. Because like we did say, man, that 2-week BBWP, if we go over here, man, if we go over here to the 2-week BBWP, is literally bottomed out. And when that's been bottomed out for this long, it doesn't tend to stay bottomed out for very long. But when this volatility on the market is super, super low on the big term time frames, like the monthly and the 2-week, when it's this bottomed out, bro, you better prepare your anus. Prepare your anus for a big ass move in one direction, man. Prepare your damn ass anus, man. Because when the BBWP is at the bottom, like it is here, man, you don't want to ignore it. You don't want to ignore it. It's like most people ignored it in December, right? Chris said coffee made me dumb. Coffee used to make me dumb. Now it doesn't. Now nothing really makes me. Now I just go at the same time every day, right? I wake up in the morning, you know, and it just, you know, I feel nice. I feel nice. It just wants to come out, you know. I don't really have that problem. Some people, you know, it's the coffee that either gets them going. Some people drink beer that makes them take a shit. Some people have to eat like beans or something, you know, vegetables. For me, it just comes out nicely. at least so far. Maybe as I age, it'll get a little worse. You know what I mean? Let's see. I can see the sentiment is a little low today again, man. I mean, man, the market loves to play with your emotions, bro. Loves to play with your emotions. I think everyone's getting a little bored. Everyone's getting a little bit antsy in the market. I can kind of sense it. I got that sixth sense when it comes to the chat, man. I've been doing this for a long time. I think everyone's getting a little antsy here, is waiting for that damn move, right? We're sick of this sideways. We want to see that next damn move. Well, let's see what the S&P is looking like. S&P future is still down pretty nice, and the DXY is crapping to the upside. Holy lordy. DXY is getting a massive move to the upside. Woo, man. That is pretty freaking big move to the upside. Let's get the we need a little vibe for the S&P. Man. Hopefully this will give a little negative energy to the DXY. Here we go. We need a little negative energy for the DXY this morning, guys. But. Woo! Woo! I'm tired of working, said Blaze. John said, "Nah, I want to go sideways between 23.2 and 23.5 for the next year." No, you don't. Actually, John, you might want to do that. I would leave nothing to John N as far as what he wants going to happen. Alan said, "Good, we have been up here too." True. We have been up here, man. So will the DXY break trend back to the upside? If it does, man, this has kind of been the bearish scenario, guys. I mean, if we break this golden pocket on the DXY, I think we're coming all the way back up to this like 107 level here, and it could get a little interesting pretty damn fast here. I guess the one thing you could look for at this point, the DXY is coming up pretty hot and heavy. This might be a little hopium here at this point, but you know, this might be slight hopium here. Okay, especially after the jobs report today. But I guess the one thing you can maybe look for is some bearish divergence here. As you approach the DXY, right? You'll if this keeps pumping like this, you're gonna make some higher highs, and you will have some lower highs on the 4 hour. So you're gonna have some bearish div. Will it play out when the narrative is so strong for the dollar to go up? Obviously, we'll see. we'll see. I mean, that's kind of what'll save us here is this bearish divergence. But like, if we really start cracking up and, you know, this thing just looks strong as hell, it might not play out. And you'll most likely come up to this 107.75 at that point, which could be a little interesting for the markets, man. It could definitely drop Bitcoin and drop the S&P and stuff like that. So we'll watch this very, very carefully. Bitcoin right now still just kind of looking a little droopy here on the short-term time frames, man. You can't break the 50 EMA on the 15-minute. Just kind of looking a little droopy, guys. I think the next target here is 23K. That's the EMA 200 on the 4-hour. And after that, it's back down at 22.8. Will that hold? I don't know. The big level I'm looking for a long, guys, is right here. I'll actually post this in the Discord. And this might not be like this long that's going to get you all the way up to 30K, but at least the skill scalp long. The next big one I'm looking at is this golden pocket right here. That's at like 22,000, right? Really the 22,000 range, 22,086, right? Right here in this range. That's going to be my next, you know, if you do get a major dump, what? I'm looking for at least a little bounce here. You know, and that's where I'm looking for a long. For a short, really, if you're looking to short this market, I mean, really, really, the move has been short the 30 to 50 EMA on the 4-hour, right? And anywhere in here has been a good area to short, and especially if you get a pump up to 24K, right? And the DXY still going up, right? It's this weird. Sometimes Bitcoin gets these weird little pumps. 24K is an interesting area to look for. Look for a short there, if Bitcoin wants to get another move up for whatever reason. But those are the major areas I'm looking for. In here is kind of just a chop fest, and it's kind of just a chop suey city in this little chop fest in here. Really is a boring range. Good for scalps though. Like if you've been scalping this area, it's been. I've had some good trades in here. Not like home runs, but you know, some good like, you know, 10-20% trades in here. Can hold for rejection off back test. Nice. John said, if Bitcoin stayed in this range for the next year, I think I'd be terrified that another bull market wasn't coming. Would you though? Like, because that's, you know, that's typically what Bitcoin's done, right? You have a year of down, you have a year of chop, right? And then you have 2 years of up. Typically, that's what Bitcoin does, right? So is that any different than Bitcoin has kind of done, you know, back here, right? Or is it any different than Bitcoin's kind of done in this range? You know, not really, right? Not really. And to be honest, like, guys, we can't even be surprised. Like, if Bitcoin does do something like this, right, dumps all the way back down here, there wouldn't be really any different than Bitcoin's done, right? I mean, and that actually would be, you know, a nice accumulation structure at the end of the day. And I don't have that. You guys have that. You guys know the market cycle, cheat sheet. You could look at this as that's like a little fake out, and then you come back down, and this is the real depression phase as the market slow bleeds back down to like 18K, right? And then you see that low and you come back up. Something like that could play out, man. I don't know, but even if Bitcoin comes down, man, it's another opportunity because I you know, myself, man, there's a lot of altcoins that I missed out on that I'm very upset. I'm very upset sometimes. Sometimes I stay up at night thinking about, you know, the altcoins that I missed out on, you know, and I'm really, you know, if the market does come back down, man, did I think we're going into a bull market right now anyways? I would never thought we were going into a bull market, man. I mean, for me, I always thought like the highest we were maybe going to go was 30K, but like, I don't know, man. Or even 26K had me scratching my head. I wasn't convinced this was like a full-blown bull market anyways. So like, was anyone really expecting this to be like a shoot up to 60K? I don't know, right? Besides Alpi. Shout out to Alpi, man. Alpi's out there somewhere. But, you know, this just gives you, you know, more time and more opportunity to get whatever you want. If the market gives it to you. I'm still not like super convinced you're going to see that massive dump. You certainly could. And I'm ready for it if you do. Right? But until, I guess I keep saying this, until Bitcoin breaks a low, it's kind of just a chop fest that your emotions are getting played with, you know, and it's nothing's really happening here, man. You know, same thing for ETH, right? You had this kind of bull flag here, right? You back tested it. Looked like it wants to dump back in. Let me zoom out a little bit on ETH because ETH just kind of got this. Let me just get rid of everything here. ETH on the daily. Eh, it's just a chop. Look at this chop fest we've been through for the last month and a half, guys. Like, does it seem like this is what's been when the market has been doing for the last month and a half? To me, it doesn't seem like that. To me, it seems like we've had a lot of volatility, but really we haven't. I mean, ETH has been in this range, right, at the range highs, right here in the range lows here for a month and a damn half, bro. Holy shit. Holy damn shit. This does look a little droopy as well. I'm not gonna freaking lie, right? I don't like that you had resistance here, you broke above, deviated, and then you got resistance again at that level. So that looks a little droopy too. I guess the same point kind of remains for Ethereum. Like, as long as you hold above this low and above the 50 moving average, it's kind of like, okay, whatever, right? We're just chopping in a range. But if you start breaking this range to the downside, you got to start looking at the golden pocket zone, right? Which would be if ETH saw a massive. This actually has some confluence, right? And I know this is not fun to say, right? But ETH back down to like 1300. The back test this previous W formation that we never back tested, right? Take all these vector candles to the downside. 1300 on ETH. This would be my load up zone if the market gives it. I don't know if it's gonna give it, but I'm prepared to do it if it does give it. You know, that's where I'm looking at in the macro picture for ETH. Is if you get that move to 1300, that could be an interesting point. Excuse me, man. Excuse me. I'm my nose is very stuffly. Very stuffly at this point. JBH said dreaming a $1 render. I'm talking about a flat $300 range. John, I'll pass on that, man. I'll pass on that for sure. Yeah, stocks continue to get crushed. DXY still coming up, man. I mean, these things look pretty freaking bad / good today. Let's wait for the close, though. I don't like to overreact until we get a close, right? I guess how many times have you seen like a dump, guys, and then it turns into a little wick, and then you come back up? So wait for the daily close today. I think that's very, very key. Very, very key today. Scotty said, I'm feeling kind of stuffily. I'm still kind of stuffily, Scotty Swig. You know what I'm saying? For your favorite altcoins, man, we can look at some alts if you guys want. Let me know in the chat if there's any alts you guys want to look at. But I think now is the time you want to start looking at, where do I want to scoop up some of my favorite altcoins, right? Because a lot of them are already down good today, right? I mean, I'm looking at the board, 5%, 6%, 7%, 4%. Some pretty good dips there already. Still don't think that's the end of the dip, right? At this point, if you're going to see a dip. But let's see. What's some popular ones, man? What's some popular alts? Alts right now, guys, they're going to follow Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin's looking droopy. The alts are going to slow bleed, right? Because dominance, I'm sure dominance is getting pushed to the upside. Hold on. Let me just check Bitcoin dominance real quick. Bitcoin dominance. Let's do this one here. Let's see. Yeah. So you see Bitcoin dominance, man, it's been chopping sideways just like Bitcoin for the last like 2 weeks. And I've been saying this. I think Bitcoin dominance has one more push up, right? And that could be a dump, to be honest. Like it could either mean one thing: Bitcoin comes up higher than alts, or Bitcoin dumps less than alts, right? I think if this does push up one more time, that'll probably be because Bitcoin is dumping less than altcoins. If I had to guess, right? Or not dump is a strong word, but like, start coming back a little bit. And from this point is where probably you look for some alts again. All right. So if dominance breaks this level here, right? This has really been the point you wanted to get into alts, is when dominance hits this sort of trend line like this. Really since August, right? Get into alts, ride alts, ride alts, ride alts, ride alts. So if dominance comes up like this, okay, over the course of the next few weeks, tags this level here, that's where we start like looking at, okay, alts may have bottomed, and you might see a little bit of a move for alts back down, hopefully breaking the shit to the downside eventually, but at least back down to the bottom of the channel here. There's been a nice clean channel for dominance here. Nice little clean channel. This is basically Bitcoin dominance minus stablecoins, though. HBAR looking doomly. Looking doomly. Ugh, man. HBAR looking doomly. I'm sure a lot of alts are looking doomly right now. Let's see. HBAR. Let's see. HBAR. Looking doomly, he said. Man. This thing's getting sent back down to the shadow realm. Oh, man. Yeah, dude. HBAR. I mean, we talked about this last night, man. I mean, HBAR back down to 6 cents. Seems pretty likely at this point, man. That's the macro golden pocket zone right here at like 6, 5.7 to 6 cents. That's where I'm looking for some HBAR. That's still another, 12 to 13% down on HBAR there. Which is just funny because even if, and this is why like sometimes these uptrends can be crazy, man. So HBAR went up 166%, right? And then it pulls back. If HBAR pulled back 40%, that would only be half of the move, right? Which is pretty insane. So percentages, man, percentages are cool. So like this golden pocket right here for HBAR, I'm looking at all the macro golden pockets for these altcoins, especially the ones that moved up really quick. They can come back down really quick. So this level right here in HBAR, right? Obviously, we're gonna have to see what Bitcoin looks like when you get back down to this level. But yeah, man, I think that's looking pretty likely. I mean, there's a lot of confluence, right? You got your support levels, right? You got your previous support levels that you want to flip into support now. Really, you guys, what you want to see for these altcoins? A lot of altcoins broke up from the FTX lows. You want this to turn into a big deviation, right? Where you have the lows, deviation, and you're just coming back down to test the lows again, right? And you want this to hold a support and come back up. So, yeah, right there, man. Right there. There's a lot of them like that. Same would be nice. Simon Scott said Aptos. Aptos. What's Aptos? I just saw earlier. Where's Aptos? Aptos. Here it is. Aptos. Another one that got a pretty freaking massive move up. I'm looking at right here for Aptos, right? And I know these targets might sound a little scary, man, right? If Aptos dumps another 25% to the downside, it's actually not that big, right? Considering the fact, guys, I mean, look at how much Aptos came up, right? Aptos, another one, came up. Oh, we're being a little laggy. We're getting a little laggy, man. Don't be lagging me, right? Aptos came up 561%, pretty much with no pullback. Right, so now it's been cooling down for like a month, okay? I still think this one, kind of can chop, right, and come back down to this golden pocket. But that's the point where you look at the previous high and the golden pocket confluence. You see all the confluences at these golden pockets, man, right there, at like 950ish, might be an area I look at Aptos, and maybe this turns into one bigger flag like this right at the golden pocket zone, right? As it approaches that level, you're like, coming back down, coming back up, coming back down, coming back up. You tap this, right? And then maybe like the end of March, April time, maybe you get that, something bullish happens. I don't know, when you get that leg back up. Maybe, right? You can only kind of project out. You can only project out so much, Long term, you're a good rage. I DCA'd this too. And here's me that bought 500 this week. Oh, dude, it's all good, man. Guys, I always say this. You guys got to make your own decisions, but for me, we're going to laugh. And this is just my take.
Every time you
when the real bull market starts,
I think
the prices that some of these altcoins are at right now, we're going to laugh. We're going to laugh and say, man, was I really worried about buying Aptos at $12 versus $9? Like, this is just my take. Bitcoin's in the accumulation range now. Okay, 2023 is, and I could be wrong, but I'm willing to make that bet based off history, right? Scared money don't make no money, as they would say. Scared money don't make no money. Scared money didn't buy shit down here, And this is why, this range here for Bitcoin and altcoins, right? I prefer to buy altcoins more at the bottom of the range, right? But this range for Bitcoin over the course of 2023 is where I'm looking to scoop up. And like I said, the closer you get to the bottom of this range, obviously the better, especially for alts, because if Bitcoin's up here, Bitcoin comes back down to 19K, alts can dump pretty hard, right? So I prefer to buy alts like when Bitcoin's at 19 or even if it comes lower, right? I don't think it will, but it could. this is the accumulation range. I really don't think like in the grand scheme of things, you're going to be like, holy shit, man. I'm buying Aptos at 12, right? And I bought Aptos at 12. I could have bought it at 9, but Aptos is one that I've been at least looking at. And this is my level right here. That's my level right there. If it drops lower, okay. I mean, you got to be okay with it, but it can always go lower. Everything always could go lower. There's never like this point. And I always say this. Whenever something's at, an accumulation range or whatever, it's never going to feel comfy. You're going to feel nervous. You know what I mean? It's not going to be like, holy shit, I think we're at the bottom, bro. We're just kind of chilling right now. This is nice. This is nice, man. I'm chilling on a nice cloud like this, right? It's never that easy. So what they think for Aptos. Anderson said, I'm scared. Hold me, Jabba. I'm scared, bro. I'm scared. I'm very, very scared. Tony said, every time you say Shadow Realm, I think you are a Yu-Gi-Oh boy. Good times, good times. The Shadow Realm, dude, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. I love the Dark Magician. I love Blue Eyes White Dragon. I loved, I like the Black Dragon too. I forget what his name was. Red Eyes. Red Eyes. I think it was just his name. He was dope too. Man, I loved Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. I haven't played that in so long. I was a huge Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh guy back in the day, bro. Huge those. Let's see. What else could we look at, guys? It's mostly, let's go take a look at other ones. For like the bigger cap alts, right? If we're looking at, say, I mean, there's a lot of Cardano fans out there. I mean, Cardano's kind of been like, so far. But, if we look at ADA, ADA's looking droopy, man. ADA's on the edge of and guys, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie. I mean, ADA's looking a little droopy, man. I mean, look at where ADA is. It's sitting on the edge of glory right now, trying to hold that low. Like, it's really like, it's like that Cheeto support right now. Like, that Cheeto is looking to break there. This is my point for ADA if we get a pullback. Is, once again, I mean, these macro golden pocket zones, I don't know if I'm going to get them. Maybe price doesn't come back down here. Maybe I'm being a bottom dweller on these. But I'm going to have some patience on these, right? If ADA comes back to like 30 cents, okay, maybe. That's the macro golden pocket zone. You sweep in liquidity, right? 30 cents, is my ticket, at least for a little bounce, right? You usually get at least a small reaction off that level. So at least I can get a little bit out of this, right? Or maybe it turns into a higher low in the grand scheme of things, right? But, yeah, man, right there at 30 cents. 30 cents, man, is ADA holding on. Holding on like a little frog here. That's support on the daily time frame. As Bitcoin looks a little bit droopy, it's definitely interesting for ADA. 30 cent ADA on the cards, we'll see. As you're breaking the 50 EMA on ADA. What's some other ones, man? Matic, I know is a popular one. Matic. Matic's been a beast in this bear market, bro. It's tough to say where Matic's gonna go. Maybe you do something like this. I mean, Matic. It's funny how this all works out. I mean, do you guys see this? Like, if you take the fib from the low to the high, you see exactly where the golden pocket comes in. Like, you can't make this stuff up. It comes in right at this important level that you've been holding since July, right? So could you see Matic retrace all the way back down here to 74 cents? You could. I definitely wouldn't rule that out. Especially since you deviated, right? You broke above this high, okay? You broke above this high and then deviated back into the range, right? So one big deviation. Usually when you see that deviation, you see back to the bottom of the range, man. I mean, we'll see. Obviously, this is all contingent on Bitcoin dumping, right? But this is where I look for add some Matic for me personally. Matic's already my number 3 holding, so I'm kind of just chilling on Matic, right? It's my number 3 holding, so it's at that point where it's like, do I want more Matic? I mean, sure, but it's 76 cents, 76. This area right here is where I look for some Matic. In obviously the case of the dump. Taking care of business at OP, man, OP. OP, my favorite one, man. My favorite one that I've been going balls to the wall on this one. This one too. This one's came up a lot, right? Let's do a swing low to swing high here. And this one comes in right here. I'd say for OP, just since it came up so much, I just wouldn't be surprised. Like if this upward sloping trend line breaks, which it's going to depend on the corn again, right? If this breaks, but if this upward sloping trend line breaks, you got to think that it's going to come down to one, at least test these highs here, right? At least test that high, right? At like $2 even, right? And if that breaks, you got the golden pocket here. I'd say $2 on OP sounds pretty realistic, right? It's about another 24% drop on there on OP. And if it really starts dumping, okay, maybe you come back down another 40%. But you gotta understand, it came from like 40 cents, 50 cents. So like it's not even that big of a deal. Like we look at these big dumps as a big deal, but when the market comes from 40, 50 cents all the way up to $3 and then pulls back to 2 or 150, you know, really it's just like a up, down, right? And then you're looking for that next up at some point. It's really just one big uptrend in the grand scheme. In the grand scheme of things, you know, we like the grand scheme of things here, man. But yeah, $2 and $1.65 is where I'm looking at. I'm definitely looking to scoop up more OP on the dip or the dump or the crash, whatever you think's gonna happen, man. No one has any idea, man. This market is just run by the CIA at this point, you know. Let's see. Next stop 113, 108, 103 could be bottom of range. All right, you think it's going to come all the way back down here? It could, right? You got some liquidity down here. I wouldn't rule it out for sure, especially because there's massive bearish divergence on this bad boy, right? Massive higher highs, lower highs, right? You got to think this one pulls back too. There's the Bitcoin's looking droopy, man. My take was, okay, if the dollar holds the line here at the golden pocket, if the S&P holds the line at the golden pocket, Bitcoin still looks pretty good. But if the S&P starts closing candles below that all-time high trend line, it's going to start looking a little shady, right? That's always been my base case, right? You want to see the S&P hold here. If it doesn't, it's going to look a little shady. Once again, wait for the close, man. We haven't even got the close yet today. Maybe something changes by the end of the day. I don't know. I don't know if you got anything else happening today. You have Waller speaking at 4 o'clock. That guy's usually a prick. That guy's usually a bearish prick. You know, this Waller guy, bearish prick. And you got Kashkari, which I don't know who this guy is, but you got some peeps speaking later. So I don't know. I don't want to hear bearish things that support today. True, guys. All right, I'm getting out of this bitch. Proud gun owner bought a lot of Matic at 75 and 79 cents. Let's get it, man. Let's see how the market plays out today, guys. I do think just the way this price action's looking, it's looking, like I said, droopy. It's looking a little bearish, I'd say. I wouldn't get like overly bearish until Bitcoin smacks this 22.8 level, right? Because like we've gone up, down in this range like a million freaking times, right? So I wouldn't be like oh my god, man, we're gonna go back down to 19K or some shit. Let's see how this plays out, right? If Bitcoin does break 22.8, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for actually a more of a swing long right here at 22K. Right, 22 to 86 to 22 to 240, at least for a little bit of a pump, right, before maybe a lower high and then come back down. And same thing to the upside. Like if we do get a pump for whatever reason, 24K seems like to be that area to short from, you know, just based off simple resistance levels, right? So that's kind of how I'm playing it. We're in a range. Let's let it play out, and let's hope that the S&P can get a little juice, by the close and end up closing back above this critical range right here. And hope that the DXY kind of settles in and finds, you know, maybe some bearish divergence if it comes up higher. Hopefully some bearish divergence here on the DXY. If not, oh, let's go, man. Let's go. Get some better entries on some of these altcoins, man. But I'm out, guys. Peace out. Catch you guys later. And I want you guys to remember this. Remember this, okay? You know, whatever happens here, remember this, man. The halving is a year away. A year away now, okay? And, you know, I think the halving's important, right? But I do think there's something else going on behind the scenes that makes crypto go up during the halving. China economy doing well. Right? And just remember that it's not 2022, it's 2023. Okay? And for me at least, this is the range of opportunity. You know, this is the range of opportunity, right? This was the range of opportunity to the other side, you know, and whatever happens, man, I'm excited to be in crypto at this point in time because, you know, this is really the time where if you make the right decisions during this time, like the right guys right here, okay, you can make some money, right? You can catch some altcoin pumps. But this is really the time where if you make the right decisions and if you get into the right things and you sort of do your research on some good projects, this is the time that really can really get you pumped, right? And really get you set up for the next bull run. It's during these times. So if Bitcoin starts to come back down hard, man, like man, this second leg down would be an opportunity hell, man. So let's get it. I'm happy either way, right? I mean, either way, I wasn't expecting a massive bull run right now anyways. So let's get it. More opportunities, I guess. And I'm out of here. Peace out. Catch you guys at 7. Adios. Later. Gator. Peace.